Welcome back. The crime to end all crimes. Last night the council were murdered as they birthed the next island through meditation. Was it a power play or killing for kicks? Who did it? And why? Now we're actually trying the crime itself. We spent a lot of time building up to this, laying the foundations for this, but at the end of the day, the question is, who killed all these old guys? Pour us a glass of truth so that we may sip upon a vintage blend of justice. I want to know who held the knife. If a killer was set up by a mastermind, we will deal with that later. I want to know who gripped a knife of murder in the palm of guilt. I really wish that Phoenix Wright would do this. Tell you exactly which fact you're going for instead of trying to make you choose at random between 8 equally useful facts, that 7 of which will come up later. And you get penalties for bringing them up early. So, who killed the council? We could say it was Henry. I don't know why we would. We could say it was Yuri. Well, that would be an interesting one. We could say it was a dead killer demon, but I don't believe the dead killer demon killed very many people. I think that calling him innocent might be a bit much, but Dainonagate was the one that did all of this. And of course, if you didn't know Dainonagate existed, you might have a harder time. But once you know he exists, the evidence piles up pretty quick because he literally says he did it.
All that remains are the facts.
Dainonagate is the Paradise Killer.
Show me your truth.
Before he killed himself, Dainonagate told me he killed the council. He was given this mission by his mother, Carmelina. She engineered a killer. His room was bare besides knife combat training equipment.
Do your job.
These trials are over. This is a big lie. No, it isn't. Dainonagate confessed everything.
Show me your truth.
When love dies.
I found a knife covered in council blood on Dainonagate's corpse. The lacerations match his blade. All of the wounds... Yep, it matches his blade. The victims were sliced apart with fatal wounds. Dainonagate moved quickly and cleanly. The penthouse is covered in blood. He hit major arteries, disemboweled victims, and carved his way through the room. Probably wasn't the one that cut open people's skulls, though. That was probably the demon. The council were coming out of meditation, and he struck them when they could barely fight back.
Show me your truth.
The facts and the
Dainonagate's blood is at the scene. He was shot by Montserrat and left a blood splatter in the penthouse. This proves that he got through the seals, and Montserrat shot him. Yep. Montserrat was attacked, but as he was, he fired his own gun, wounding Dainonagate. Montserrat was growing paranoid. One of the manifestations of this seems to be carrying a weapon. Good thing, too. I believe that leader Montserrat was the most awake, while the others were still coming around. Dainonagate got to him, but as he attacked, Montserrat shot. Dainonagate fled after the bullet went through him.
Show me your truth.
Got it.
Dainonagate fled bleeding. His blood is outside the penthouse. He created a trans-dimensional corridor and escaped back to his lair. Ooh, magic. He had to have gone through the seals to get into the penthouse. Dainonagate inherited his mother's power to create corridors. He's sloppy, but he can do it. He could do it. He's dead now. He stumbled out of the penthouse and created a corridor to escape with. He was bleeding badly, and his blood trail was his route home. I believe you need to know the start and end points of a corridor when you create one. Carmelina couldn't create a corridor to the penthouse because she'd never been inside. I don't think Carmelina knew Dainonagate could create corridors. He was supposed to die in the locked room at the end of the island. See, I'm not so sure. Well, it's fine. It's fine. There are some things about that are a little bit wobbly, but presumably that's just a weakness in the way it played out.
Show me your truth.
I have a bad feeling about
We know
this.
he breached the fourth holy seal. I'm fairly certain he didn't just turn around and go home after making it to the entrance of the penthouse.
Show me your truth.
The secret killer is the truth. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, and a truth proves that Dainonagate is guilty.
Guilty.
The tendrils of conspiracy snake around us. Starlight has a case file that will help us chop back the tendrils and expose the truth hiding within. Review the evidence. Okay. Can you explain this conspiracy? Can you refine a truth from the ore of crime?
I have a bad feeling.
Yeah, Carmelina did it. She created Perfect 25 and wanted to make sure it was hers. Carmelina is being punished for her father's crimes. The Silence family were barred from ever being on the council as part of his punishment. Crimson told me that Carmelina has put in a number of motions to join the council, and they were all denied because she's not allowed to because her father screwed up. She's a genius architect that helped the Syndicate birth a potentially perfect island. Does she feel that she deserves the seat?
Paradise
Yes, she
feels
does.
wrong. I don't.
Witness
like
testified that he
this.
is worried that Carmelina has changed. Maybe she expects more reward for her craft.
Crime is repulsive.
Carmelina had a secret child, Denonagate. She keeps it hidden in a transdimensional corridor. So here's something that I wanted to bring up when it comes to crime games. In the court scenes, the only reason to bring up evidence like, oh, witness testified that Carmelina has changed, is if you don't have anything else. If you've got hard evidence, you just present the hard evidence. And you're like, yeah, this is what she did. I mean, if you want to know why she did it, you can ask, but really that's not important. What's important is that that evidence can be used outside of the courtroom. You can use it to pressure people. You can use it to find new secrets or track down new leads. But in the courtroom itself, it's a little bit fuzzy and intangible for a game. In a game, you really want that heavy-hitting stuff. You're like, yeah, well, Carmelina is guilty because here is the actual evidence, not because witness said she changed.
Paradise feels wrong.
We're just recapping here. There's nothing new.
Crime cannot hide. I don't like this. The facts and the truth are not the same. Crime is repulsive. Is this a fact or a truth? Got it. Is this a fact? I don't like this. Crime cannot hide. Don't test me. Crime is repulsive. The facts and the truth are not the same. Paradise feels wrong when love dies.
Now, I'm powering through this super fast, but it's literally the clips episode of the game. And if you're playing the game through, this is the part where you're like, oh my gosh, I really did uncover a lot of shit, didn't I?
I am the leader.
You people would have nothing if it weren't for me.
I beg your pardon.
All these islands that you drifted all along on, all your tragic little lives, all given to you by me. Oh, I love this character's design. Sorry.
This is nonsense.
I facilitate the Syndicate. I craft your homes.
nonsense.
I have never been rewarded for my work, ever. I've never been on the council. I've always been living off to the side. Not even Perfect 25 got me the recognition I deserve. I don't expect the world, just some kind of reward to show what I did was worth it.
How dare you?
It would have been worth it. You shouldn't have been called down. I'd crafted a perfect lie.
The facts and the truth are not.
How did you know you'd be made leader? I didn't. I didn't expect Justice Incarnate to reverse the law and make me leader. How delightful.
What?
When the chips are down, every one of the Syndicate is a coward and a sycophant. You want all the little bits of power and your little lives to carry on ticking by.
You have no evidence.
The next council would have been scared. All seniority would have been gone, and I would be the one that had crafted Perfect 25. I could make sure that I had the throne. Plus, I'd have all the soldiers.
What?
Yeah.
The facts and the truth
There you are.
not the same. Is this a fact or a truth?
You have been found guilty of conspiring to kill the council. Your punishment is, unsurprisingly, getting shot in the face. The Onyxian Clause of Conspiracy. Now that's a fun one. I haven't heard that one before. The Onyxian Clause of Conspiracy. Tear at the flesh of this island. I can feel the dreadful shadow of this conspiracy looming over us. Can you explain this conspiracy? Yeah, now we're going to talk about the other one. Can we get through this without accidentally incriminating our friends? We're going to try. I believe that Witness initiated a conspiracy to kill the council last night. To be honest, trying to protect somebody while revealing as much of the truth as necessary is really invigorating. This is much more fun than just going through it straight. It's so much more fun to be like, how far can I push this? And it's also something that would flow naturally from the game we've seen so far, because we don't have to tell the player the truth again. The player already found out the truth. That was the point of the game. But having the final scenes be, can you get away with just a little bit? You don't know. You're going to have to find out. It's sort of like another mystery for you to solve, right? Witness has become a fanatic. He has radicalized himself as a devoted servant of the gods. He believes the Syndicate has strayed from the holy mission, and I believe he wanted to put the fear of gods in us. Montserrat was devolving into paranoia and was becoming a dictator. Witness has repeatedly voiced his opposition to Montserrat's plans, and finally took matters into his own hands.
Don't test me.
Carmelina told me about Witness becoming rebellious. Yeah.
Test me. When love dies,
Witness has become obsessed with the idea of a cleansing tide of demons. Like the ancient Great Flood, he wants the Syndicate to be forced to start again. The key to Witness's plans was planting a killer demon inside the council penthouse. The demon would kill the council, and he'd get away with it. But how did it get there? Let's hope nobody asks. Witness made a call at midnight to the demonic crate, and it opened right up. Witness had been experimenting in demonology in a secret bunker. He imprisoned the killer demon and then weaponized it. Sam has a secret tunnel running from his bar in the dead zone. Witness used that to subvert the security on the dead zone and get in. We're getting kind of close to an uncomfortable truth.
don't test me.
I don't know. Oh, there we are. I don't know how Witness got the crate into the penthouse. Sure. Let's go with that. No doubt the intention was a scare tactic more than anything else. Put the fear of the gods into the council to enact change. You used a killer demon as the messenger of angry gods to reshape the Syndicate. The plan didn't have to be perfect to get what you wanted. All you needed was a catalyst for change. On a day of horrible truths. This one is the... Really? This one's the worst? Not the fact that Carmelina raised a killer for 25 years inside of you? Through transdimensional tunnels that you didn't know existed? Okay. Oh, I guess Judge means that Witness is particularly a strange one. I am surrounded by sin and heresy. You are all focused on the islands and your own little ambition. What about the gods? What about our holy mission? All but one of the pyramids sit empty, and we have existed for millennia. We are an embarrassment to the gods. The Syndicate needed rebuilding.
I don't like this.
And you would be the one to do it? The who is irrelevant. More important is why and how. Re-establish the priority in our faith. Resume our holy mission. Bathe in the radiance of our gods. I must die a martyr. I tried. I really tried to do the work of our astral lords. I wasn't enough, though. The sin on this island was too great. I hope heaven works out for you. The Parlor of Justice has played host to the truths of the investigator. Were the truths as expected? Did esoteric knowledge reveal the truth, or did it remain hidden in mystery? The investigator will become the executor and will execute justice! Happy music! Bye, Akiko. This is actually her. I really like how this works out with the repeated like stings and the repeated musical beats. It feels just a little bit repetitive, but that's kind of a really good tone. Of course she's innocent. Let's release Dr. Doomjazz. Let's release Henry Division. Let's release Lydia. Let's release Sam. But not you. Goodbye. And I have played this with the full truth, and yes, you do shoot Sam and Lydia, and it's really like, oh no, what did I just do? Secretary Eerie Knight, goodbye. Who else is left? One last kiss. Of course, you're free to go to heaven. The hidden killer Danonagate. The verdict is guilty. Can we shoot him? He's kind of dead already. No, okay. The bizarre killer demon. The verdict is... release the dead killer demon. You have proven that Henry had nothing to do with the crime. To end all crimes. He was nothing more than a pawn in a dreadful game of murder and secrecy. You have earned the title of Grand Investigator. Your weapon is unlocked. On the next island, you will reform the Paradise Psycho unit. Oh, I really hope that becomes a game. It's not really a teaser for a next game so much as it is just like showing you the future of this character. But it would be fun. You entered into a battle with the facts, the truths, and the suspects. Did you emerge victorious? Yes! Yes, we cleared it 100%, and we got the good ending instead of the truthful ending. If you believe things are not as they seem, there is still a way to punish the guilty. Grand Investigator Lady Lovedeyes, I will leave you to execute justice at your discretion. Punish those you deem guilty. Execution or exile are viable punishments. You may also let them go free. Please work for the best interests of Perfect 25. So what she's saying is that now we just have complete authority to kill and exile anybody we want. Just whatever, right? We can just do whatever we want because we were right once.
It's time for justice.
Those of you which have not been found guilty of destroying Paradise may leave and wrap up your business before we move on to Perfect 25. A marshal will take Henry back to his cell. Even though we said to release him, he's not going to get released. Marshals will clear away the executed. They will not be remembered. They will not be honored. And we'll get one more blood bar skit. She completed the job. Was there more to do? The investigator always trusted her heart. She would decide if Paradise had been saved. We're on Perfect 25, so it must have been saved. Saved isn't a binary state. Solving a crime doesn't mean the world is fixed. That's scary. It is. I hope she knew what she was doing. I'm sure she did. This is Lady Lovedeyes we're talking about. I think that is slightly different than the blood bar skit I got for the full truth. In the next episode, we'll clear up the final ending sequence, just do a little bit of post-game stuff, and then we'll go back and do it a couple of different ways, at least one other way, and see how far the truth can be stretched. See ya.